Good morning, Spreckle Scholars, and happy Thursday, and welcome to our Harry Potter Day, a day full of fantasy and imagination and magic. It's going to be a wonderful day. I want to start first with a positive office referral from Ming V. Lee. Ming V sent me an email and said to please give a shout out to Miss Audrey because she's a wonderful person and she had a birthday yesterday. So happy birthday again from Ming V to Miss Audrey. And thank you, Ming V, for the positive office referral. I'd also like to remind you guys about the estimation jar. Today is the last day to make some estimations. I will share the winners tomorrow morning during morning messages. I wish you luck. And last but not least, I want to give a big shout out to the class who had the best participation yesterday for Wacky Wednesday. And that class with 100% participation, which means every single person in the class participated and dressed up. That's amazing. And before I announce the winner, I want you to know that almost every class that I heard about from the teachers had really close to perfect. There was a few that were about 50%, which is about half, a few that were about 60%, which is more than half, but a lot of classes had a lot. They were at the 80% or 90% level, which is excellent participation. So thank you all. If you are someone who dressed up, good for you. And I hope you're dressed up today so you have a chance to win today. But back to yesterday's winner. The winner with 100% participation is Mrs. Dickinson's class. Congratulations to Mrs. Dickinson's class. You guys get to pick a very special all on your own spirit day, and I can't wait to find out what it is. So good job. Everybody keep showing your spirit because we have today Harry Potter and we have tomorrow Animal Day, and that should be fun too. I'm anxious to see some pictures. Alrighty, with that being said, I want to share with you that I have a sorting hat on. And if you know Harry Potter, you know about the sorting hat and how you end up when you get to Hogwarts in one of the houses. Slytherin, Ravenclaw, Hufflepuff, or Gryffindor. I wonder what house you would end up in or what you'd like to be in if you know the story. I'd like to be a Gryffindor. And with that being said, I want to tell you that I heard from somebody that if you read all the Harry Potter books, because there are 7, and you take your AR test, you can get a lot of words, a whole bunch in fact. So you might want to try it out or maybe read it with your parents. I'm going to start with just a little part of the story from Harry Potter, the very first book that was written by J.K. Rowling, and not the very beginning of the book, but all the way into the end of page 2. And I will just share a short little bit because I know you have lots to do today. Let me scoot just a little bit. Okay, here we go. When Mr. and Mrs. Dursley woke up on a dull gray Tuesday, our story starts. There was nothing about the cloudy sky outside to suggest that strange and mysterious things would soon be happening all over the country. Mr. Dursley hummed as he picked out his most boring tie for work, and Mrs. Dursley gossiped away happily as she wrestled a screaming Dudley into his high chair. None of them noticed a large, tawny owl flutter past the window. At 8:30, Mr. Dursley picked up his briefcase, pecked Mrs. Dursley on the cheek, and tried to kiss Dudley goodbye, but missed, because Dudley was now having a tantrum and throwing his cereal at the walls. "Little tyke," chortled Mr. Dursley as he left the house. He got into his car and backed out of number 4's drive. It was on the corner of the street that he noticed the first sign of something peculiar, a cat reading a map. For a second, Mr. Dursley didn't realize what he had seen. Then he jerked his head around to look again. There was a tabby cat standing on the corner of Privet Drive, but there wasn't a map in sight. What could he have been thinking of? It must have been a trick of light. Mr. Dursley blinked and stared at the cat. It stared back. As Mr. Dursley drove around the corner and up the road, he watched the cat in his mirror. It was now reading the sign that said Privet Drive. No, looking at the sign, cats couldn't read maps or signs. Mr. Dursley gave himself a little shake and put the cat out of his mind. As he drove toward the town, he thought of nothing except a large order of jewels he was hoping to get that day. And I am going to stop right there. There are so many more wonderful magic things that happen in Harry Potter. I hope that you read the story someday. And if you have already, read them again. They're still wonderful when you read them more than once. Thank you very much for that. And now let's stand for the flag salute. Alrighty, ready, begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Alrighty, back to work. Have a magical day.